Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel. The Season 2 update of Rogue Company is going to be going live on Tuesday the 11th of May, which is just around the corner, just a couple days away. And like I said in a recent video, I wanted to show you the top 5 predicted weapons that are going to be the strongest when Season 2 launches. Now of course with all the time to kill changes, I looked into the statistics of some of these weapons and of course played most of them on the PTS server when I was on it. And so I'm going to be really well informed to give you an idea of what's going to be strong going into Season 2. If you do go on to enjoy the video, you just want to see daily, educational, Rogue Company content, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. But for now, let's get into it. This isn't necessarily a ranking of 1st to 5th in terms of which weapons are the best. They're just 5 of the top tier weapons that you're going to see here in Season 2. I'm going to kick it off with number 1, which is going to be the good old favourite, the MXR DMR. This weapon used to be the powerhouse of Rogue Company on Dali and Trench, absolutely beaming through teams back in the early stages of Season 0 and the open beta phase. It did then get a really harsh nerf that's made it basically unviable in recent patches, but with that change and with the time to kill change coming in Season 2, the MXR is making its return with some real oomph to it. The MXR's body damage, as we know, is going up to 34, which means it's going from a 4 shot to the body to a 3 shot to the body, which is absolutely insane in terms of the time to kill difference for a DMR. In fact, generally, most of the DMRs are becoming pretty strong in this patch, so I'm not going to focus too much on all of them, but the MXR, out of all of the DMRs, is going to be a really, really strong contender for one of the best weapons in Season 2. Dali's always been meta, but we're definitely going to see her be a bit more of a powerhouse in terms of stats and leaderboards now that she has this weapon back in her hands, and Trench may opt for it as well over the HRM, but the HRM itself is actually looking pretty good next Season 2. Either way, the MXR is now going to start beaming for 3 taps to the body, and you can just see from some of the PTS footage that I have on the channel, it really can dominate, and it may even get tuned down again just because of how strong it is. I know a lot of people love the DMR meta, so you'll be happy to see it back, so let me know in the comments, are you happy or sad to see the MXR get this really, really big buff? Weapon number 2 on the list of best weapons in Season 2 is going to be the Conviction, which is the new LMG coming with the new Rogue Mac. If you want to see some gameplay of this weapon, I do have a video up on the channel you should go and check out. It's going to be really helpful to see the power of this weapon. And with a 25 body damage shot, that gives it a 4 shot to the body to get a 100 HP kill, which is really, really good. And whilst I don't think this weapon is necessarily better than some of the other ones on this list, if people start learning the mechanic, which is the reduced bloom as you continue to shoot, they're going to really, really start beaming with this weapon. Essentially, what is unique about the Conviction is that the longer you shoot, the more accurate and the tighter of a spread your bullets get. Which means if you go around a corner pre-firing, after about 6 bullets or so, you should be able to have a laser-accurate weapon that is able to 4-shot to the body. And again, playing on the PTS server with it, it really was a beamer. If you can get those early shots off and tighten up the accuracy, it really did hurt. So I'm expecting the Conviction, when people get a handle of it, to be a really, really good weapon going into Season 2 of this game, and I'm glad it's on the new Rogue. Give him a bit of hype, give him a bit of strength as he goes in. I can definitely see it getting toned down by a bullet time to kill into the future though. In that same vein of a 4 shot to the body is going to be weapon number 3, the Sahara, which is the AR that Seeker got when he had launched into the game. The Sahara already from the PTS server is getting a nerf to its range because of how strong it was, but this gun with a 4 shot to the body and its general accuracy, range, and okay fire rate, is a bit slower than other ARs, but it's pretty good, is making him a really strong contender for one of the best rogues in the game going into Season 2, and the Sahara is the main reason for that. The Sahara's 4 shot to the body potential compared to the 5 shot it's at now really turns the gun into an absolute melter. Now of course all the guns got essentially a 1 bullet time to kill decrease in essence, but the Sahara for whatever reason really felt like it slapped, and when I saw people playing with it or played with it myself, I really did feel the power of this weapon. Given the Seeker is already meta and he has this bounce grenade that can do so much damage with his passive, the reveal from the bow, I'm expecting him to be heavy meta, especially with this weapon. Again, as I said, they've already started to adjust it by turning down its range a little bit, which I think is a good step, but I think that 4 body potential is going to be pretty hard, especially with up-close gunfights, because 4 shot to the body, even against an SMG, if the Seeker knows what they're doing, could still get the kill before the SMG is able to. Weapon number 4 is going to be the Nightshade, and I wanted to put this one on here. Of course, this is Phantom and Vi's AR, the Nightshade, which kind of doubles up as this sort of hybrid SMG. It's going to be dealing 20 body damage, which means it's a 5 shot, and that's really, really interesting. Given how good this weapon is in that SMG playstyle, because it is this kind of hybrid weapon, it's going to really melt other SMGs that try to push up onto it. 5 shots to the body for a weapon with that fire rate, of course it is lower than other SMGs, but it's still pretty good. You're going to really see this gun melt. It already does good damage, and I think although it will sort of suffer at mid to long range, as it kind of always has, up close, it's going to be a beamer. And don't get me wrong, it's still going to be good in that mid to long range as it does have that AR capacity. It just may get outgunned by some other ARs such as the Riptide, the Sahara, or the HRM, depending on how accurate that person is. But the Nightshade is still going to be a really solid contender at fighting all ranges. Just a really versatile weapon, and should you get up close against, say, a Lancer or a Chark rushing you, they're going to really suffer against that 20 body damage. The last weapon to go over as one of the best weapons for Season 2 is going to be the Knight SMG. Now, this was a weird one, and you guys might not expect it, since the Riptide has been so strong on Kestrel, and it did get its own buff, but the buff really made it just more in line with other ARs that got better buffs, essentially. But the Knight, after using that on the PTS, seemed really good. It also, like some of the other weapons on this list, has got a 25 body damage, which again puts it a 4 shot to the body. This weapon has always done really good at mid-range, but now its up-close pressure really does help rival some of the SMGs, even though it has that slower fire rate. I'm expecting this weapon to maybe even be the primary weapon of choice over the Riptide. I think people will play with it a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes, but it's got a good shot at being a really strong weapon in Season 2, and that's why I wanted to put it on this list. It's kind of a bit of a wild card in that sense, because I bet you guys didn't expect it, but it really did feel like it slapped when I was playing with it on the PTS, and I expect it's going to do really good in Season 2, especially when people aren't really expecting the power of that weapon. That's going to be the top 5 weapons that I see being prevalent in Season 2. I did just want to throw out some honorable mentions, and that is to the Devotion, which is going to get a headshot increase in it. It can now do the 1 head, 1 body to do 125 HP, which means it is going to be able to do that 2 tap through armor, which is really nice, especially with Mac and Dahlia linked to Mac coming into the game. I think that'll be really good. I also want to give an honorable mention to the Mamba, which has always been a beamer, and with a slight increase to headshot and body damage, it means it will beam slightly better at some of those longer ranges. And then finally, the other honorable mention I did just want to touch on is the KA-30. I played with this and it did feel kind of nice when I got used to it. I believe it is getting an additional buff as well, so it could be a bit of a beamer too, as an honorable mention that you may just want to look out for on Ronin and Dima coming in to the next season. Okay then guys, that takes us to the end of the video, and if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also come follow me on twitch.tv/RADTHARGAMING to see live gameplay commentaries, guides, Q&As, and playing with viewers. All the links you're going to need are down in the description below, but for now, I hope you have a fantastic day. And remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll catch you in the next video. For those of you wondering what's different about my hair, because I don't have it down today, I decided to put it in a what's called a dragon braid. Very interesting. I liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I put this at the end for those of you who stayed, so let me know.